nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Ksenia. Actually, we met many years ago. I wanted to show you.
Oh, wow.
It's when you came to the movie festival.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
for the Moscow Film Festival.
Yeah, I like the way you watch me here.
Oh, yeah. I'm leaning over, tipping over.
I still have a chance for a career here.
Yeah.
Okay. You're in the Oscars committee, and you're about to choose to whom to give a leading man's role. Who it would be, Leonardo DiCaprio or Brad Pitt for your movie?
That's like cutting my baby in half.
Yes, this is what I want.
No. I have to protect these guys. I can't choose between them.
Okay, today is exactly 50 years from a tragedy of Manson's gang killing the wife of Polanski. So, what was his reaction to the movie, and do you think it's correct to change the stories of real people who are still alive?
Oh, that's interesting. I don't think he's seen the movie yet. We're trying to arrange it so he can see it. I don't even know if he wants to see it, frankly, to tell you the truth. He did reach out to me when he heard about it, and he reached out through a mutual friend. And he got in touch with this mutual friend. And the friend actually said that he didn't call up irate or anything. He was like, what's going on? And so I had the friend come over and read the script, so he would have a sense of it. And then, so he talked to Roman about, like, oh, don't worry about it, and you just give him more of an understanding of what I was doing. But not quite the ending, though. Well, it's interesting what you're saying. I think it's okay, but you know what? I think it's okay to do that, especially I think both myself and Margot and everybody in the movie was coming from very honorable intentions about Sharon and honorable intentions about the other victims that tragically were taken away from us. I believe that's where we're coming from. However, having said that, though, there is a question when it came to writing it, when it came to doing it, and I had to rise to the occasion. I had to pull it off. It could have been in bad taste. It could have been a thing not to do, and I think I had to pull it off. I had to make it work. I had to feel that when I was through doing it, that I was falling on the right side of the angels, as opposed to exploitation. And I feel I did that. But if I had tried to write it and I didn't feel that it fell on that, then I probably wouldn't have made it.
Another episode which I really loved is an episode in a car with a young girl when he asks her a passport. Is it a joke about also what's going on today in a modern world, which is full of tolerance, where you have to keep your eye because Me Too is always near and things like this? Tell me, what is it about this episode?
Well, there is. It's actually interesting because I can see why someone might think that that's the case. But to me, it was more of looking at that time in particular, because at that time, people weren't, that wasn't such a big deal back then. This was the 60s. And I mean, like, a lot of the Manson girls were underage. And Dennis Wilson had sex with them. Terry Melcher had sex with them. I'm sure most of the rock stars of that era that we like had sex with underage girls. All right, that was just that was part of the time. I like the fact that Cliff is not part of that time. He represents a more 50s type of man, and no, he knows guys who have gone to jail for having sex with jailbait. All right, so he's not part of that. Who cares? Let it all hang out. He's not from that time. No, I know guys who went to jail for poontang, and I'm not going to be one of them.
No Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Okay, another about Bruce Lee. Why he's so comic in this movie? Because it's so funny, this scene. But why you make it like this?
Well, look, I'm having a little bit of fun at Bruce Lee's Lee's expense. But it's not too different from the character he was. Now, I have nothing but admiration for Bruce Lee, but he was a little arrogant. Right? That's known. That's known. And like and his whole and his wife even wrote after he died wrote a book about him called Bruce Lee, the Man Only I Knew, and she talked about in the book, oh, my husband would have killed Muhammad Ali if they ever got into a fight. So I just kind of like I had a little fun with Bruce Lee's character a little bit.
All the Russians have already seen you visited Kremlin, the symbol of Russian power.
Right.
Tell us how you liked it, and should we wait for another movie from you about Romanov family, something like this? Because the way you looked at that was funny.
Yeah, thank you. I might not be doing a remake of Ivan the Terrible, all right, anytime shortly. I think that's more Ridley Scott's.
Yeah, but tell me, what did you think when you looked at her? At this imperial crown.
No, I thought
your face is like so philosophical.
No, I was just taking it in. It was just actually it was amazing to actually be in the presence of something that beautiful and that old and that significant as far as Russian history was concerned. I was overwhelmed being in the Kremlin. The museum was absolutely terrific, but actually going into the different rooms where you walk into and it's a red room with all these paintings and pictures on the wall, and then you walk into, and it's a blue room, and then you walk into an aqua green room, and it was actually overwhelming. It was like all the colors and all the pictures and all the icons everywhere was just kind of it was a sensory overload.
Do you want to shoot a movie about Russia?
I wouldn't want to do a movie about Russia back in that time, but if I ever came up with the right kind of story that could even involve either Russia or Russians in particular, I would in a heartbeat. I just have to come up with the right story.
How did it change from the last time you visited Moscow in 2014?
Well, I can't really say. I got here the other night, so I've just been kind of doing press the all time. So so I can't really judge how Moscow has changed since 2004.
Okay, last question. Sharon Tate, you made her this dollish looking girl on purpose. Mm-hmm. Why is she so like a doll?
That's the way she looked. Actually, that's the way she looked. That's the way she looked both in her photos and in her public appearances, but that's also the way she looked just bopping around at home. You have to keep one thing in mind. One of the things about Sharon, like the political aspect, Sharon's most political aspect is she was always fighting for rights for nudity. She was arrested twice for not wearing enough clothes in public. It was called public lewdness, and she just wore really, really short skirts. And if you look it up on YouTube, you can see her on Playboy After Dark, defending the rights for nudity.
Did you like it about her?
Well, no, it's just that's the way she presented herself. Look, she knew she had great legs, so every outfit was going to show off her legs.
Yeah, we know you love girls with right legs. Thank you so much. I don't know if my legs are right, but I want to make a sound.
Okay, you got it. Cool.